What is going on, guys? Andrew Acevedo here, back with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be reacting to MLB Pipeline's brand new updated 2022 top 100 prospects. Obviously, you've had some guys move up, lose their prospect status, and is kicking ass in Major League Baseball. Guys like Julio Rodriguez and Bobby Witt Jr., also guys like Torkelson, guys like that, who have moved up to the big leagues from a prospect. Guys like George Kirby as well, who's on this list. And I'm going to give my reaction. Again, I'm not going to break down every single 100 prospects. I'm just going to break down the big guys who I think should get recognition, guys who I like, guys who I don't like, that most people do, I don't. Again, and prospecting is very subjective. So, some guys value guys with high floors and lower ceilings. Some guys like high ceilings but don't like low floors. Again, it just depends on what side of the spectrum you like. Maybe some guys like guys in low A ball who are more unproven with a ton of upside. Some guys like guys in Double A and Triple A who you have a general idea of what kind of player he is now and what he can be in the big leagues with more certainty, obviously going out through the minor leagues. If the quality, I also want to apologize, the quality of this video might be bad. If not, I'm going to have a lot of videos of these guys, who I'm talking about, over it. So that's the main thing. So let's just go jump into the list. MLB Pipeline's new top 100. So we bring it up right here. Here we go. So we'll start. I'm not going to, again, like I said, we're not going to talk about all 100. We're just going to pick and choose from every 10 to 12 spots. I'll pick a guy I like, who I don't like, and just talk about him. One of the guys who just got called up by the St. Louis Cardinals is Ivan Herrera, catching prospect, who was at number 91, international signing in 2016. The Cardinals seem to always find catchers. Obviously, they've had Yachty for a long time. They had Carson Kelly, who was a pretty solid catching prospect. Not his first career, has had a pretty good career with the Diamondbacks. This year is struggling a lot, maybe traded at the deadline. But you look at this year in Memphis, I saw him play last year. Good power from a catching position last year. 17 homers, 63 RBIs, slash line, low slash last year. But this year, the batting average, 310, a 405 on base, a 493 slug, at 898 OPS in 20 games played. He gets called up. I believe Andrew Kisner went on the disabled list, but again, he's a really good glove first catcher with potential to bat developing, and the bat has developed at least this year. Another guy I want to talk about as a Mets fan, former number 1 overall pick, the 19th overall pick in the 2020 draft by the New York Mets, Pete Kerr Armstrong, who is absolutely tearing the cover off the ball down in low A ball with the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. You look last year, had 417 batting average in 6 games played, and then he blew out his shoulder, which made the Mets say, hey, you know what, we could trade him. And then he's come back this year in 33 games, hitting 372, a 463 on base, a 584 slug. OPS is both years over 1,000. Also starting to see a little bit of power. 6 homers, 5 doubles, 3 triples, 24 RBIs. 10 stolen bases. So hey, maybe I've said he's Kevin Kiermaier right now. If he develops a bat, he could be a pretty solid outfield prospect. Again, he's a really elite defender right now. But again, will the bat develop? So far, so good for the Cubs, which one of their outfield prospects is kind of flopping this year. We'll get to him a little bit later. Another one of the guys, the Dodgers, again, are teams who, they just turn out pitching. Ryan Pepio, he's made 2 starts in the big league so far this season, 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 8 walks, not great, 3.86 ERA. I believe he's like 6'3" right-hander at a third-round pick this year. Again, in Oklahoma City, was tearing it up in 7 starts, a 1.72 ERA in 31 and the third innings pitched, an opponent batting average of 173. And the Dodgers seem to just always turn out pitching like it's nothing. Another guy in the Jesse Winker and Eugenio Suarez trade, Brandon Williamson. I said when they made this trade, left-handed pitchers always have more value than righties, because guess what? Everyone's always looking for lefties. And Williamson, 6'6" lefty, drafted in the 2nd round. Again, really hasn't pitched great last year in Arkansas. Didn't, again, 3 ERAs, again, in 67 and third innings pitched, opponent at batting average 244. Again, him and Nick Lodolo seem to be in Bryce Petty, which I don't believe he's on this list. We might have to add him to the snub list. Not being on this list, but a potential rotation for the Reds. They're developing have a pretty couple of good solid prospects. Will they be traded in a couple of years for a bag of donuts? We'll see. Another one of the guys I personally love, Matt Brash, another guy who's gotten some big league time, 20 innings pitched, but a really bad ERA, 7.65. I think in his debut, he was flirting with a no-hitter. Again, he has nasty slider, throws 100, throws about 96, but a nasty wipeout slider. But again, maybe he got called up too early. He did not pitch last year before he got called up. He only got in the double A at Arkansas, 55 innings pitched. He threw in, I believe he threw a no-hitter as well down with the Arkansas Travels. I know he won pitcher of the week a bunch of times down in Arkansas. Opponent batting average 162. Again, maybe he was rushed up a little too fast because, again, they liked his stuff and they called him up. It was battling between him and George Kirby. Now, Kirby's on the big league roster, and now Brash is going to get some time down in AAA. Another guy, again, Dodgers prospect, Miguel Vargas. If the Dodgers are making trades, you're going to talk about a few guys who are going to be in trade talks for the Dodgers. They're going to go get Juan Soto or Luis Castillo or any other top pitcher, maybe Frankie Montas. These are the names you're going to hear, and we'll get to a couple other ones. Miguel Vargas, great hitting third baseman this year again in Oklahoma City in 41 games, 311 slash, 311, 411, 522, and 933 OPS. Power, 7 homers, 27 RBIs, almost identical walk to strikeouts, 4 stolen bases. Last year in Tulsa had his big breakout year, 322 batting average, 16 homers, 60 RBIs, and 909 OPS. Again, one of the top third base prospects in the game, top 6, I believe. I don't know where Pipeline has him. I think he's at 6. In my opinion, he's a top 5 third base prospect, but he also can play second, can play first. With the Dodgers, they always seem to move their players around. A guy a lot of people like, again, is a lefty. I particularly don't love him, but DL Hall, Baltimore Orioles, left-handed pitcher. I get it. He's, again, top prospect. He was a top draft pick, first-round pick, 21st overall. I'm not a huge fan of DL Hall. A lot of people are. It's just not my kind of – I don't really see it. You know, a lot of people love him. That's their opinion. Again, it's objective. I've never bought into the hype of DL Hall. But, again, he's been all right this year, AAA, getting roughed up. But, again, like I said earlier, left-handed pitchers always have value. A guy a lot of people slept on was Justin Foscue, and he is killing it down in Frisco with Jack Leiter and Ezekiel Duran, who's at number 77. But the former first-round pick, believe 14th overall in 2023, slash line 303, 422, 539 with a 961 OPS. Showing not a lot of power this year. Last year for a lot more power. This year, power-wise, only 2 homers, 77 RBIs, only 1 stolen base. But again, guy can play second, maybe play short for the big league club. But Foscue coming in, probably going to be in the big leagues next year. But it's going to be kind of hard. I could see them trading him because, again, Marcus Semien has sucked since that contract. But, they paid him a lot of money. They would hope that Marcus Semien, comes back to somewhat what he was. But potentially, if somebody gets hurt, you could see him get a chance. Ezekiel Duran, like I said. Matt McClain, again, kind of that same conversation. Really high floor, not a high ceiling. But, again, we'll look at McClain, first-round pick, 17th overall in 2021. Again, 280 last year in 2021, played in rookie ball, played in a plus ball, hit pretty well. This year, an 895 OPS, 10 homers, 26 RBIs, 50 strikeouts, though. It's a lot of swing and miss for Matt McClain, but it has a pretty low floor. High floor, not a great ceiling. Get to a few Phillies prospects, and I think Andrew Painter and Mick Abel, if I could say his name correctly. I think Andrew Painter is the better of the two. Like the MLB, I agree with my MLB Pipeline. 6'7", first-round pick, 13th overall in 2021. Kind of wanted the Mets to take him a little bit over Kumar, but, it is what it is. Again, opponent batting average 121 in 7 starts, only 26 and 2/3 inning, a 1.35 ERA, whip under 1 as well. Mick Abel, another hard-throwing righty. Again, pretty much every prospect, 6'5", first-round pick in 2020. He's gotten a little bit more beat up with the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. Again, kind of getting hit up. But again, first-round pedigree. Again, we got to talk about the Met. Ronnie Mauricio, who's having a pretty good year in Binghamton. Of course, a part of that big 3 with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. 262 average, 294 on base, a 483 slug, a 777 OPS, 6 homers, 24 RBIs. Again, with Mauricio, it's the strikeout to walk rate. It's striking out way more than he walks, but that's what you get with him. He's going to be a high swing and miss kind of guy with power. If he continues to grow into his body, power seems to be coming. Also, 6 stolen bases. Again, batting behind Brett Beatty and in front of, with Alvarez and Beatty in front of him. Mauricio hitting cleanup in that lineup. Another guy we want to look at, Asa Lacy, like I said. I particularly have more hype for Asa Lacy, then DL Hall. Some people believe the other way. Again, I just think a little more pedigree, a little bit better. I know his stuff isn't great, but I think I have a little more faith in Asa Lacy than I do in DL Hall. He's been hit around a little bit down in Northwest Arkansas, only making 2 starts, getting hit around 13 strikeouts, 5 walks. Plenty of batting average left, but again, hard throwing a lefty. We go Rosny Contreras, the guy that everybody's crying that he should be up in the big league club for the Pirates. And it looks like he has 4 games, 11 innings pitched, 2.38 ERA. Another guy's big right hand. I believe he's 6. He's only 6 foot, but he throws 100. Guy for the Yankees. I forgot what trade he was. He came over in trade, but again, he's pitched pretty well. A lot of people love him. Another hard thrower. Moving on in the next group of guys, and there's a couple Dodgers. Like I said, Michael Busch. We'll go Busch and Ben Pages, then Martin. Again, could be a potential Gavin Lux if let's say Trey Turner leaves at free agency. Potential Dodgers future second baseman. Again, we all know the Dodgers. They're always going big game hunting. Busch can be a guy he could trade. He's having a very good year from Tulsa. He just got called up to OKC. I didn't know that. That makes me sad because I was going to see him in a few weeks. Now I will not be able to see him. But he was absolutely tearing up Tulsa, so I'm not surprised. 11 homers, 29 RBIs in 30 games. Slash line 306, 445, a 667 slug, and over 1,100 OPS. He was going to get a called up eventually. Andy Pegas, he's still there. Having a slower start than what he had obviously last year in A-plus ball. He was kicking the living, just hitting the hell out of the baseball. Again, 31 homers, 88 RBIs for. Moving on to Austin Martin. Again, another one of these top prospects. I believe he was the 5th overall pick by the Toronto Blue Jays. Moved in the Jose Barrios trade, which obviously the Twins got a haul back for Jose Barrios this year. Obviously, a Double-A with New Hampshire, and then with the Wichita Storm Surge. Came over, hit pretty well this year. The power, he's not really a power hitter. He's never going to hit for a ton of power, but he plays a bunch of positions, plays good defense, can play second, can play short, and then he'll be a slap hitter. He's going to get his doubles, like I said, 10 doubles, 8 doubles, 2 triples. He's going to hit a bunch of singles and doubles hitter, but I personally really like Austin Martin. Thought it was a really good steal for the Twins. Nick Prado. I don't know what's going on in Kansas City, but they are developing power. Him and also a teammate who is currently the catcher for the Royals in MJ Melendez, he is on this list. But Nick Prado, big power hitting first baseman. Last year was his breakout season with Northwest Arkansas, and then got called to Omaha. But 15 homers in Northwest Arkansas with 43 RBIs, and then went up to Omaha, hit 21 homers, 55 RBIs. This year, 7 homers, 21 RBIs, and 811 OPS last year. In Omaha with 1,000, 811, 225 batting average. But also, MJ Melendez had a bad batting average down in Omaha, waiting just for him to take over for Carlos Santana at first base. Everybody's favorite, the Martian, Jason Dominguez. Maybe one of the more overhyped prospects. Last year, came over and really disappointed. Hit decently down in low A ball. Still playing in low A ball. Not really doing much. 5 homers, 4 homers this year, 20 RBIs, so 757 OPS. Switch hitting outfielder. Again, was overhyped to the moon. Will he ever live up to that? I highly doubt it. Nick York, former first-round pick, 17 overall by the Boston Red Sox. A lot of people were upset with them taking Nick York because they went with more salary-based to give him a little less money to sign draft Blaze Jordan in later round, but last year he hit really well. This year, not as great, but last year again hit 325, a 412 on base, a 516 slug, 928 OPS. This year struggled a little bit, but again, second base prospects is still one of the better ones out there. Second base is a very weak position, but again, popped out about 14 homers last year. Already has 18 RBIs, 5 steals for Nick York and the Boston Red Sox. Then we go to this group here of two pitchers who pitched in the two pitchers that pitched in the big leagues, and then Quinn Priester. I like Quinn Priester, good young right-hander from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Again, has only pitched 29 games and only thrown 134 innings in his minor league career, but a hard fastball, hard sinker, good curveball from Quinn. 90 again, like I said, 134 and a third innings pitch. Career opponent batting average of 228. Obviously, if you play MLB The Show, Edward Cabrera was a glitch in last year's. His Future Star card was absolutely amazing. Again, and you got to the big leagues, it was a different story. Kind of got lit up, not like it was in MLB. But again, still a hard sinker, good prospect, those hard playing in AAA. Again, Miami seems to be developing so many great pitching prospects. More than the number one way, obviously up a little bit later. Cade Valley, I was high on Cade. 2021 pitched really well in AA, single A, double A, and then got to triple A, and then got rocked. Had a real tough spring as well. Hoping, obviously, as a Mets fan, I hope he doesn't develop into what Cade Cavalli can be, but I do think he could be very solid. Like I said, MJ Melendez is playing for the Royals right now in 17 games. Decent slash line, a little bit of 2 homers, 4 RBIs. But again, last year was kind of his breakout in becoming a power hitting. Again, he had last year combined, he had 41 homers last year. But then, he had the 1 year and thinking, what, 18? He hit 18 homers at Wilmington. But last year was his breakout with 41 homers, leading all of minor league baseball, 103 RBIs for his career. All last year. Then he went up to Omaha this year, hit 6 homers, 2 homers, 6 RBI. And now he's playing because Salvador Perez is playing god awful with the Royals. So he's their catcher of the future in Kansas City. Brady House, again, top draft pick. I think it was a first-round pick this past year, 11th overall. Big kid, 6'4". Again, kind of the Correa build. He's playing down with Frederick, and he's hitting pretty well. 304, 815 OPS, 3 homers, 28 RBIs. And it's still, again, good, solid shortstop, big power upside. And then we go to a couple guys here, three guys who all played in the big leagues. Bryson Stott, Royce Lewis. We'll start with Royce Lewis, former number 1 overall pick, 2017. Major injuries have killed most of his minor league career. But right now he's actually back. He actually got to the big leagues this year with Carlos Correa getting injured in 11 games, hit 308, 325 on base, a 564 slug, 889 OPS, 2 homers, 5 RBIs for Royce. But again, hasn't played a lot of games, only played 331 minor league games because he's been injured prone. Obviously, didn't have 2020, got injured in 2021, missed a lot of games in 2017. So again, he really hasn't. The injury bug has been his biggest bugaboo. And you go to Bryson Stotts. He's back with the Phillies, and he has flopped hard. Obviously, last year in Lehigh Valley, only in 9 games, hit really well. 2021 also hit well career for 2020, 299 slash 390 on base, a 486 slug with an 876 OPS. With some power, 16 homers, 49 RBIs. But Bryson has got up, and, he's solid defensively, but the bat has not progressed to a big league level. We'll move up to, I want to talk about these groups with Max Meyer and then this group of young pitching prospects. And I like that they group them together, but I do not agree with the rankings. I think of Bobby Miller, Matthew Liberatore, Nick Lodolo, Mackenzie Gore, Yuri Perez, Jackson Jobe, and Max Meyer. I think the best one is Bobby Miller. He is going to be the next. I've seen some people call him the next Justin Verlander. He did outduel him and Jack Leiter. I think last week had a hell of a start, but he did easily outduel Jack. Jack was not on his game. But I think he's the best one of this core of young pitch. I think Max Meyer would come in second, which, again, he's in AAA with the Marlins. Again, another one of these top 3 overall pick in 2020. Another one of these Marlins pitchers. Mackenzie Gore would go next. He's in the big leagues. Probably the favorite for National League Rookie of the Year. 2 ERA and 7 starts, 35 innings pitched. Again, finally showing the upside a couple years ago when he was the number 1 pitching prospect. Now he's, he went down the last couple of years, fell down the board, and now he's got the chance in the big leagues, and he's performed. He also had the yips, so that was maybe one of the big things is he had the yips and kind of got over it. Matthew Liberatore just made his big league debut, and is now back up with the Cardinals. And not the greatest start to his big league career, but again, hard throwing righty, got him from Tampa. I also like Jackson Jobe. Again, number 3 overall pick in 2021. Only pitched about 6 innings in Lakeland in low A ball. And then you got Yuri Perez, who everyone loves because he's huge at 6'8", throws 100. Great year last year. This year, not so much. But again, Marlins, another one of these Marlins who just continue to develop pitching. Moving to the top 30, you see these 2 guys are always at the hip. And if you ask me, I love both guys. I think Robert Hassel is going to be great. I love Zach Veen. If you had to take, who am I taking, Veen or Hassel? I'm on Team Veen. I think Veen's upside for power upside is better than Hassel. I think Hassel will be a better average hit for a higher average than Veen. Veen, 15 homers last year, 309, killing it in low A ball. Right now in Spokane, a plus ball, 268 average, 801 OPS. I think that, especially him playing in Colorado, he's got one of the more beautiful left-handed swings in the game. Robert Hassel, Again, going to be hitting for a lot higher average, a little bit of power. And I think his power can come, but right now I think the power upside, if you had to say, who do you think will be a better power hitter? I'll go with Devine. But in Fort Wayne, 309 average, a 841 OPS in 39 games. Then we move on. Nolan Gorman, he just made his big league debut for the Cardinals. He's kind of kicking ass. 5 hits and 13 ABs and 11,000 OPS. No two doubles. No home runs yet for Gorman, but he was killing it down in Memphis, and it was just a matter of time. And all it took was the Cardinals to get embarrassed by the Mets to say, you know what, enough's enough. Hitting 15 homers, 23 RBIs in 34 games with 1,000 OPS down in Memphis. They had to say, you know what, let's get this kid up here. Another guy the Mets saw, George Kirby. One of my favorite pitching prospects. Not my favorite because we'll get to him. He's a little higher, but he was very close second. He was supposed to pitch. I was really excited to watch. It was going to be George Kirby versus Jack Leiter, but then, of course, the day that was scheduled, he got called up to the big club. And he's pitched 3 starts, 3.60 ERA, 15 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts, 2 walks. Opponent batting average hitting 260. Had a really good year, obviously, last year. This year down in Arkansas, 5 starts, 24 in a 2/3 inning pitch, a 1.82 ERA. Opponent batting average under 200. We move on to some of the kings of the crop. Jordan Walker, short again, number 21st overall pick in 2020. Got down. He was hitting really well. Power surge now in Springfield. 4 homers, 20 RBIs, a 893 OPS. In 35 games down in Springfield. This kid is legit. He's a top 3 catching prospect, third base prospect, if not number 2, behind a guy you just see, Diego Cartara, the gem of the Dodgers position player prospects. Again, like I've said, Bobby Miller I think he's the most untouchable. I think if they make a Soto trade, this is the kid it would be built around. Having a decent season this year. 8 homers, 26 RBIs last year, 10 homers in 31 games, 31 RBIs in 31 games. This year, 28 games played, 8 homers. I'm waiting for him to get called up to Tulsa so I can see this kid play live. You know my channel. We're talking Brett Beatty. He is a top 25 prospect coming in number 23. Again, Brett, 780 OPS. His ground ball rate has gone down. Power numbers really haven't seen a power jump. Really haven't seen the power jump of Brett. But 3 homers, 10 RBIs, 46 strikeouts to 18 walks. Don't love. 35 games played with Binghamton. Another guy people love, again, the outlier, the 6'7" shortstop, O'Neal Cruz. I'm not big on him. Again, he hits the ball hard, but when he makes contact, he hits the ball hard. Makes a difference. I'm not a huge fan of O'Neal Cruz. Khalil Watson as well, who I think is a clear better shortstop prospect, is Jordan Lawler, my guy, former the 6th overall pick. I've called him Carlos Correa 2.0. Big shortstop, 6'2". I thought he was a little bit bigger. But right now, down in A-ball, 352 batting average, OPS over 1,000, 7 homers, 21 RBIs in 33 games played, 18 stolen bases. Jordan Lawler is just so good. Alec Thomas has made his big league debut. Brennan Davis, who a lot of Cubs fans thought would make the team out of big league camp, he has struggled down in Iowa. $195 batting average. The power, only 2 homers after hitting 19 down in last year in the minor leagues. Jack Leiter, the guy's got a lot of hype. I love him. 6'1" righty, number 2 overall pick last year. Playing in Frisco, they're starting him down in Double-A, which I like. Meaning they're probably going to try to fast track him. Struggles the last couple starts. Obviously, like I said, he matched up with Bobby Miller last week, which I think was the last start. I believe he's pitching tomorrow. If I'm recording this on the 25th, I think he's pitching the 25th or the 26th for Frisco. But he's struggled the last couple starts. Walks have been a big issue. 11 walks in 24 innings pitched. But the strikeouts, obviously 31 strikeouts in 24 innings pitched. That's the way he's getting outs, but he's walked a lot of guys, and that is hopefully still got to clean it up a little bit. Still expecting me in the big league club maybe in a year or two. We'll move on. Tristan Casas, again, big power hitting first baseman. Red Sox, get him up here. If they ever decide to blow, we're going to blow it up, that'll be your starting first baseman. Corbin Carroll, who I just missed going. I wish I could see down in Amarillo. He's kicking ass, the future left fielder, I guess. Alec Thomas. It's a battle between him and Alec Thomas, who's going to play center. I think if you put either one, you can put either one in center. I think if you're in left, he's a really good hitter. He can play anywhere. 328 average, a 1,100 OPS, 12 homers, 25 RBIs so far in 34 games, just absolutely killing all 13 stolen bases as well. Move into the top 10. Noelfi Marte and Marcelo Meyer and Marcelo Luciano, they're always going to be grouped together. In my opinion, I think Luciano's the weakest of those 3. I would probably go Marcelo Meyer, Noelfi, and then Marco. Luciano obviously played last year in rookie ball and has come up to Salem in A ball and is kicking the hell out of the ball. 1 homer, 13 RBIs, hitting 333 at 893 OPS, 4 stolen bases. Then you go to Noelfi, who's struggling a little bit down in A plus ball. Again, I'm waiting for him to see him down up in Arkansas, which I'll get to see him play live and get a better examination of his game once I can see him with my own eyes, not just based on numbers and highlights. But again, decent power percentage, right-handed swing, 17 homers, 71 RBIs last year, has already hit 4. I'm not a big fan of Marco Luciano. I get why a lot of people like him. I'm not a big fan of him. Struggled, obviously had a really good year in 19, struggled last year, back to hitting his numbers back to that first year, and I'm just not a big fan of Marco. Francisco Alvarez. A lot of people who has made this list are debating who's better, Gabriel Moreno or Francisco Alvarez. Francisco Alvarez struggling a little bit, and obviously had a hell of a start in April. And once it kind of turned to May, kind of cooled down badly. Now he's been up and down at the beginning of May. At the beginning of the first 2 weeks, we're struggling. Now he's been kind of up and down with Binghamton. But again, you know what you're going to get from Alvarez: high power potential. He's a bat first guy. You're not going to get elite defense. You hope to just get average defense, and that bat is going to carry him to the big leagues. I'm not against him making the DH. If, let's say in August, the Mets don't go out of DH, he could be a DH if he gets his bat together. CJ Abrams got called to the big leagues. Moving to the top 5. Yankees super prospect, which they said, hey, we don't need Carlos Correa because we got Anthony Volpe, and Yankee fans are screaming because he has struggled at Somerset. .92 batting average, 683 OPS, 18 stolen bases, 5 homers, 21 RBIs. Again, he jumped from A ball to Double A. It's the biggest jump when you go from single A to Double A. That's the first big jump for prospects, and he's obviously looking at these numbers. He's not adaptable. I still believe in the kid. They also have Waldo. What's his name? Sward. He's down here a little bit. Where is he? Yankees. Oswaldo Peraza. He's in AAA. You'll see him first anyway, because obviously him being out in AAA. But the Yankees will be fine. Then we go to Gabriel Moreno, and again, debate. He has absolutely mashed in AA. AA, smashed, and then this year down in Buffalo, 347 average and 866 OPS. Not a lot. Only 1 homer, 22 RBIs, 19 strikeouts to 9 walks. Again, he's just hitting the tear off the ball. Moving to the top 3. Grayson Rodriguez. The reason the Baltimore Orioles move left field back is because of this guy. He's the number 1 pitching prospect in the game, and that's why they made that wall, because they want to build off the 6'5" righty, 11th overall pick in 2018. Riley Green was going to make the opening day roster and then broke his foot. Still has not gotten on the field yet to do some rehab, but again, power hitting a left-handed outfield. The problem, you're going to play in Comerica, and if you look at the Tigers, it's not a hitter's ballpark, so we'll see. Torque's struggled. We'll see what Riley Green does once he gets to the big leagues. And number 1, obviously just made his big league debut, struggling a little bit. Adley Rutschman, he was a number 1 overall pick in 2019 for a reason. Switch hitting 5-tool catcher. You don't see that every day. It's just that kind of guy. That's a once-in-a-generation player with Adley Rutschman. So that is MLB Pipeline's top 100. I got a few honorable snubs who I was, as I made a list preseason, so I still have guys like Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt, those guys, who I have some guys who I think got snubbed from being in the top 100. You look at a guy like Alex Ramirez, who's absolutely for the Mets outfielder. Maybe I'm Mets biased, but he's absolutely annihilating the ball. He's moved up in the Mets top 30, which if you guys want to see a Mets reaction to their top 30 prospects, I'll do that if you guys drop a like and leave some comments about it. But he's absolutely killed the ball down in St. Lucie, and he was a fringe guy. He could have been on there. Colson Montgomery, White Sox, shortstop prospect, first-round pick, I believe, last year. He could be a guy. Bryce Jarvis, I love Bryce Jarvis. First-round pick in 2020 by the Diamondbacks, right-handed. Benny Montgomery, outfield prospect for the Rockies. Sam Bachman, right-handed starter from the Angels. Jordan Balazinovich, a couple of guys. Those are a couple of my main exemptions that were on my list and high on my top 100 who aren't even in this top 100 for the MLB pipeline. I see a lot more high upside guys than, proven AA and AAA guys. They're going more with the higher upside, get the next guy into like, oh, we know what he is, but more of the unknown with some of these low A guys down there. So that's my reaction to the new MLB pipeline top 100. Be sure to drop a like. Leave in the comment section down below, what are your opinions? Who are your biggest snubs? Are there any guys who maybe MLB Pipeline overreacted? Leave those down in the comment section down below. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Make sure to check out Mets Weekly every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Follow us on Mets Weekly on Twitter. Those are both linked in the description. Follow me on Twitter. It's above my and Instagram, which are above my head. And thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.